Hello everyone, Lily here, and I was recently granted an opportunity to do a Q&A interview kind of with Shaylan007, who, if you don't know, is actually a developer for Stylis Studios who develops Phantom Forces. So I thought that it would be a good time to ask him some questions that were kind of more general about Stylis, but I also felt were relevant and could hopefully give some greater insight into the state of Phantom Forces. This video also probably could have been out way sooner, about 2 weeks sooner, if I didn't procrastinate. I apologize. I have had motivational issues and just general procrastination and busyness, so hopefully I can get back on track. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. Alright, so, if this one is, I guess, a bit more rumor-y than the others, but with the rumors of the new Call of Robloxia that are kind of floating around, there's been a little bit of stuff about that. How does that affect Phantom Forces as it progresses in the future?
At the moment, we're not really focusing on Call of Robloxia. As of now, Lito's in college, so he's kind of, he's really busy, and he's doing an, engineering degree there, so he's like totally dead. So
are a majority of the Stylis staff in college? I feel like it seems like that way. Y'all are all on the older side.
Yeah. I'm like 21, but
right.
yeah. As of now, our next project hasn't really been started on.
That's not true. I've been working on it every day for the 2 weeks.
Well, Axis has been working on it, but yeah.
Just not you then, I guess.
Yeah.
I have heard different things, like, about different people contributing to the newer maps, like different people who might not be map builders working on it. Like, is there any plans for like a revamp with Dunes or Suburbia?
Oh, definitely. Suburbia is a mess, so we're working on that. Dunes, I have to cut the part count and figure out what the hell's going on with it.
Yeah, the frame drops.
Yeah, there's serious frame issues. I don't really know what's up with that.
Since these two maps have come under a lot of criticism from the community, and we've seen like little changes, especially in Suburbia. There's been slight changes to that map. Like, is there ever going to be a really big revamp or just redoing of?
We're working on that right now. We have, recently we made a community map making sort of community or group, I guess, and how many maps are being worked on right now?
I've seen on the Reddit there's the map building
there's
contest.
The competition. Yeah. We have that, and then there's actually there's a separate thing that we're working with, and we have, like, I don't know if all of these will be finished and added to the game, but it looks like there's about 20 projects.
To kind of follow up on the previous question, when you, I guess you more personally, when you're working on a map, because I know that you have contributed to some, like, what is your plan of attack for it? Like, do you focus on like what do you focus on when making the map?
Well, like, the earlier maps for Phantom Forces were really not planned. I don't know how Crane site even works, really, flow-wise, but it's there. But yep. The current way we're going about making maps is we're thinking them through and then going, really, like, for instance, Suburbia, my main issue with it right now is how it's set up. Like, it really does not cater to TDM or any of the control point game modes. I was actually making that to push the addition of capture the flag into Phantom Forces. I was like,
I see how that would work on
shoot.
that map.
Yeah.
I didn't really consider that.
Yeah. But that never happened. So, yeah. But that's pretty much it. I guess.
Right.
Yeah. Recently, I've been mostly focusing on mapping with this community sort of thing. So, yeah, crowdsourcing. So, yeah, it's mostly my end now is mostly touching up maps and making them work for Phantom Forces, and then also I have some bigger projects. So
kind of more recently, we've seen a lot of game-breaking bugs make their way into the game, and I don't know if that's been more from Roblox or from maybe something in the code
it depends
went
on
wrong.
the bug, which like some of them I know are related to the...
Very noticeably is the bug where a person's arms are locked to their torso and it doesn't show the weapon that they have out. Like that is a bit more game breaking than some of the other ones that I've seen.
Yeah.
And I've heard things about even the code being hard to work with sometimes, and so fixing that, like, is it hard to do that, or it's like how aware you are like fixing
really
these bugs?
Depends on the bug. I'm not too involved in bug fixing since I'm mostly the art side of Phantom Forces, I guess.
So I guess you more might be on the side more of that one thing where you could glitch into different objects and underneath them, attempting to stop that, I guess.
Yeah. Is that still a bug, or has that been fixed?
I have not had time to play recently, so I haven't seen it, but it does come around every now and then. And then there's, of course, like, the occasional someone might be hacking in a server, but, like, that's hard to really prevent.
We've gotten better at that. The vote kick system needs a lot of work because it doesn't work. But the whole monitoring server activity and stuff like that. Like we actually record the Roblox chat in Phantom Forces. Yeah.
Wow.
We have an entire chat log for every server.
That's gotta be really funny to read through at times, I bet.
But it's easy to figure out if someone someone's hacking in a server because
that's actually really cool. Never knew about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just me, but there's always seemed to be a disconnect between Stylis and the really more dedicated community. Like, take the subreddit, for example. Like, I know you guys have a community manager, but, like, in terms of announcements and things like that.
With the subreddit, I read it, but I hardly ever respond to stuff because usually I get, like, a pretty negative response generally over it. I also read our website. I don't know how many people use that, but we have a website, a forum, open forum, sort of like subreddit. But
I know that you guys have a Twitter feed as well, and also the Discord. Like, is that going to be utilized more other than like testing things and things like that to really like get messages to the community?
Twitter is an interesting thing. I don't really use it very much, but other people run it. So, if it's important enough, I'll eventually hear about it, right? But the Discord should be a alright way of,
because there's a ton of people in that Discord.
Yeah, there's like
people. There's thousands.
Well, yeah. I don't even know how many people we have. There's too many at some like 13,000 or something. I don't know. But yeah, really I think the best way of contacting me is DMing me on Discord or yeah, trying to contact another
Admin.
developer.
Yeah.
Admins maybe, but developers would, yeah.
That'd be the best way. So this kind of goes along. This question kind of goes along with the more of like, I guess the map, kind of in ties with the map building contest, but I guess on more of a permanent level. But like, would Stylis ever be open to more help from the community, like respected
Totally.
community members? Like,
Yeah, that's what we're currently, like, I'm currently working with that. Oh man, that sort of thing. I'm still trying to figure out what sort of reward we would do for the current subreddit competition. I'm thinking like a group, but I don't really know how much would be respectable. But yeah, really, if they show that they can build well, right? We'll consider using their work.
so like I've noticed, I've been following the game closely for the past couple of years. Like I haven't been super involved in things like the Reddit, but I still check that, and every now and then, like maybe I'd see a screenshot of a new map being worked on. Like I remember there was this one. It wasn't complete by any means, but it was kind of orangish with like a bridge at one point and something like that. Like those maps were work in progress, of course, but like they're from 1 year ago or 2 years ago even. It's like, what happened to those maps?
So,
and could we see them in the future, I guess?
So there's a possibility of seeing them in the future. Really, it's motivation to push through a map, because
Yeah.
it takes, like, my last project I worked on for maps, it took me a good 3.5 weeks to finish it, right?
Oh gosh.
So,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
bet that's hours of work.
yeah, it's a lot of time, and most of it is actually trying to think through, like, so the perception of a map, right? You get like a big group of the community either loves it or absolutely despises this map because it doesn't work. But that sort of perception kind of makes you paranoid with what you're working on.
Yeah.
Like, so a majority of the projects that are started are either not gonna be finished, or I have been repurposing them. So like assets from those projects are like flowing into other works.
Oh, okay.
And
Nice to
really
see the news.
there's a few of them that I really do want to finish at some point. And with the community sort of what is it, curation, or like I don't know, crowdsourcing sort of thing. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to see some of these in the future, like pretty soon.
What are your thoughts on like the official Stylis Studios like forums on the website and the official subreddit? Like, does that content ever give you very many like good suggestions besides criticism?
Yeah, I read through criticism. It kind of hurts to read something that like totally bashes you, but I do read it. But like yeah, like what? Say like what would be a good example? Subreddit wanting the foul in the game, right? I mean,
that's a big one.
That is a topic that has been bounced around for about 1.5 years now, right? And honestly, I have nothing against adding the foul. Like, it just, yeah. So like, I do take community suggestions into consideration, and really, like, don't be surprised if the next battle rifle is the FAL, right?
Oh.
Like,
that's good news.
It's, yeah, right. But yeah, it's like, I do read through it. I won't necessarily respond to certain things, especially if they're they're kind of negative. Like, I don't want to get in an argument.
Yeah, it's best not to give that attention.
Time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. Like, I'm not really one to be into PR, but it's kind of like I do read people's suggestions, right? So yeah.
All right.
I hope that answered it.
Yeah, that did.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I've got for you. Yeah. Thank you for taking the time. I never knew. I'd forgotten that I even asked you about this. Not gonna lie. Again, at the end of this video, I just want to thank Shaylan for taking the time to do the interview with me and for answering all of my questions. Big thanks to him. And I'm glad that asking these questions, for me at least personally, it helped to open up my mind and give me a different perspective almost about Stylis Studios and the development and where things are headed and the current state of things. Before then, I had been kind of critical, to say the least, about what Stylis was doing with the game and some of what was happening with the changes in the maps, and I didn't have a very positive feeling about it. But now that I've had the chance to talk with Shaylan, I feel like I've changed my perspective a little bit and changed my mind a little bit. So yeah, that was really nice. And I hope that some of these questions, even though they were kind of basic, maybe I could have asked more questions. I do hope that they was helpful for you, maybe as a player who is curious about what some of the development stages are and what is happening with the game and things like that. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.